I am Dennis Lallienzoul. I come from Mizoram, but normally I'm from Manipur. I'm displaced, so because of the conflict. But I work with young people, more particularly in building solidarity through leadership. And I'm also a development professional where I work with people who are displaced by conflict. So that is what I normally do with the work in Mizoram and Manipur in the northeastern part of India. When the conflict happened in Manipur 2 years ago, that was not just about solidarity at that moment. It is about, when we say sharing, it is the first thing people came together. And when they come together, the first thing they do is they bring whatever they have for the people who were displaced by the conflict. And people don't know what solidarity is in terms of its definition, in terms of its institutional idea, or in terms of any other kind of whatever organizations may define. But for them, it's simply sharing. So what people does is that they bring their food, whatever they have from their own household, and to share. And then the first thing they would say was the folk tales. They would say in the folk tale, we were being taught that there is this particular folk tale that we have of two brothers where they share a kernel of a corn. They were an orphan. So they say it is what that we have learned in our folktale that we need to do it also. So then the first thing was, then what they do was they come together and share. And I think that is the first solidarity example which I've seen, that people actually step out, not just step out and support them emotionally, they also support them with whatever they have. Either it was physical, it was emotional, either it was psychological. So that is the example that I have seen. It brings together people. And they don't just come together, they bring, with that, they bring hope. I think hope was the very essence of that solidarity. And that was the finest example I've seen in the past 2 years, and which I've lived with it in my everyday memory still now. So we're living all together in a relief camp, and then these people bringing that food to share. And with that food comes that message of hope and kindness. So I think that was something which was so powerful for me. So solidarity, when I looked at it, solidarity cannot be data driven. It cannot be just institutionalized where we can just give definitions or statements about it. I think solidarity also comes innately or deep down with emotion. I think for me, I concentrate a lot on the emotion because solidarity, first of all, I see it is about hope. So it is, how do we bring together that hope is something which I want people to also take away from it. And secondly, it is about kindness. And how do they bring that kindness together in such a setting which might be so difficult? It might be a state of tension where you might disagree with one another. But I think it is with that kindness they can bring together those two people with differences also. And third, but not the last for me, I think it is forgiveness. I think if this emotional context are also bring into the solidarity, when we talk about solidarity, not just as the institutional solidarity or definitions of solidarity, I think the way how we shape solidarity would be so different. And that is what I want people to take away. Let's also think about the emotional aspect of solidarity and how we can build institutionally these emotions also. Solidarity is not just a concept, it is a way of life, it should be. For more particularly, I think solidarity for me emanates a lot from our traditional belief. So our traditional belief, first of all, have Klom Ngaina. Klom Ngaina means the altruistic division, the altruistic moral code of conduct, which believes in having other before me. So that is something which is very important. So I think I've been brought up with that whole idea my whole life. And second thing is that the whole idea of where we have indigenous wisdom, such as Sem Sem Dam Dam, A Bil Thi Thi, that means where sharing is more important in terms of to live together as a community. So I think it is with that concept of solidarity which I believe I've been living always till now, That has always influenced me. So I think for me, solidarity at the core is that not just support, but is to share, to live together, and it's also about coexistence in the principles of justice, in the principles of equity, and um, in the principle of fairness. So that is what solidarity means to me. I think this 2 days workshop bring not just experts or not just about thoughts. I think what it actually bring it to me was I thought that solidarity is just about bonding, about with similar ideas coming together. But solidarity is also it's transformative and it transcends. And one thing for me which I really took away from this workshop is about the whole the whole idea of equity and justice to be as part of a solidarity system. Because when we say solidarity as per se or as a definition, we might think about other intersectional ideas. But I think solidarity is something you cannot really separate when you talk about solidarity. Is there needs to be justice, there needs to be uh, not just justice, but there needs to be equity for it to work out because it is such that they are all correlated to one another. So I think the 2 days of workshop where we talk about all boils down again to how equal can people be or how fair can we build the world in that, and in building that world how can people come together, how can we make people agree to that is something which I've learned in this whole 2 days of convening of this consultation.